Hi, I'm James. This is my tiny house. Welcome to the kitchen. This is my fridge. This is the Dometic. It's a dual zone fridge freezer combo. I usually keep all of my refrigerated goods here and my freezer goods here. Love this little unit. It's been amazing. This is my sink. Most of the stuff's purchased at IKEA or secondhand from Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. Absolutely dig this style setup. Gives me room to maneuver and wash pans or clothes if I so choose in my sink, which is sometimes part of the deal. Moving on to my thermostat for my heater. This is the furnace right here. It runs off propane. Gets super hot in here, sometimes too hot. Moving on down to my water heater. It's a 6-gallon water heater. It takes about 30 to 45 minutes to heat up, so you got to kind of get, if you want to shower in the morning, you start it first thing. You just keep getting ready until the water's hot and ready to go. This is my catch just for the sink. I didn't plumb in this whole part into the main plumbing area, which I'll talk about more on the shower over here. Just got some knives and stuff. Most of my cooking is done either barbecuing or with the microwave over here as we show the other part of my extensive kitchen area. It's pretty easy to just get some meals prepped in here and dialed in with a portable propane stove that I keep all the windows open for. So moving on to storage, I built these out it was a super simple thing and I wanted something quick and easy. I normally just put plastic totes in here and then run a bungee across. It's really modular if I am bringing just some stuff on a quick trip, or whether I'm staying in it long term again, I can just throw things up here that I need from my house, or if it's long term, I can just bring everything in, throw the bungee across, and I'm dialed in. Really, really convenient, and things can't really get cluttered, which is my main goal in here because it's really easy for things to get out of control. Moving on up to my roof fans. These are pretty great. They're reversible. I have another one in the shower area back there, so I can usually just turn one on and save power, and it'll pull air through, which is great for cooking or just to ventilate in the wintertime. Well, back in the day, I had gotten clean and sober like a little over 10 years ago, and credit wasn't good, and I'd just gotten a good job, but the place that I was living in, a room that I was renting, I was going to lose it, and I was going to be homeless again. So I decided to start searching for options to build something out, and I found this U-Haul truck at one of their old lots in Oakland. It was, it's a U-Haul truck. It was bare bones, and I loved it. I seen it, and I was like, I have a vision for this thing. I basically sat in the back of it for about a year with a measuring tape and watching YouTube videos, and started finding different designs and stuff that I liked, and eventually came up with this. Welcome to the bathroom area. This is the shower and my compost toilet. We'll talk about that compost toilet in a second. Give you guys a first-hand view of what it's like in here. Very comfortable. A lot of people have small showers in their tiny homes, in their vans. I opted for a basically 32-inch, almost full-size shower because I like the space. I don't like to be cramped. Moving on to my toilet. This is a Nature's Head composting toilet. I have had zero issues with it. It never smells. It's great. Got the sink here. That flows directly into the shower. Just a quick hack plumbing job on this one. I wanted a place to be able to brush my teeth. If I have my girl in here, I can be doing my thing in here. She could be cooking and using that, which was nice. This is my main gray water tank flow. So this guy here and the shower both flow directly down to a 46-gallon gray water tank. And we'll talk about the full-size 46-gallon freshwater tank hiding underneath the seat there in just a moment. But I'm pretty happy with how the shower area turned out. It's definitely a big area to take up in a van, but for anybody that's lived in a van for any extended amount of time, you really need to prioritize keeping clean and shower. And it's without this, you're searching for gyms and you're searching for other places to shower, and it's just it takes the fun right out of it real quick. So A+ on the shower, definitely go big. This is my fireplace. I've never used it. I put it in here. Mistakes were made. I love it. The idea was that I was going to move to Alaska with this, and I never moved to Alaska because I got a good job and I stayed here in California. That's just the way it worked out. It's never been used, but damn do I want to fire this thing up, but I don't want people to think I'm cooking drugs in here or something on some California street. So I've never used it, but it's a salamander stove. It is not light. It is heavy, just like most things in this vehicle, because they're basically purchased at household stores. It's a great learning lesson in regards to building in what is a priority. I thought that by having this, I wouldn't have to have propane, and if I ended up in the wilderness in Alaska, I could just go out and get wood. I could cook, I could, boil water, clean water, and I can keep warm. And it made a lot of sense at the time. Part of the deal. And then I got my board here, truck board, just in case I need to skate somewhere, get somewhere to get some lunch or something. Moving on to the seating area. Again, with the IKEA. We love IKEA. IKEA is amazing. I got these secondhand, and I just tore them apart and just used the wooden frame and just put the seat in. So it was kind of like a rocking chair kind of a deal. Very comfortable. There's a 46-gallon water tank built into here. That was the main thing, and then I just kind of found these chairs that fit in there perfectly. Water source, 40-plus gallons of water is, for me, it's a minimum. I like to take a few minute showers, and I can probably, if I'm showering every day, I mean, maybe it's, 7 days before I'd have to fill my water tanks again. So I used to play my PS4 in here a lot, and I have the DVD player and stuff. I dig it. I dig this spot. I built this little guy here so I could eat and chill and have the computer going and watching TV. There's a cable setup, but if I were to keep this thing, I'd probably get Starlink and go full internet access. I think that would be the next move with this setup. Moving on into our power source here. I just pulled out some AGM batteries, which are lead-acid batteries, and I put in one battle-worn lithium 100 amp hour 12-volt battery. 3,000 watt pure sine wave inverter from Ames, Midnight Solar Classic 150 charge controller. This is where the power comes in from the solar panels and everything in between. This is all your 12-volt switches for your furnace, your water heater, your fans, lights, etc. Then you got your standard lights here for above that are on a regular 110. I got my water pump back there, and I got a AC 110 big box back there for my circuits, which is overkill. This whole system's kind of overkill for this situation here, but I wanted to make sure I was comfortable. There's plenty of room back there to upgrade to more lithium. There's only one 100 amp hour battery. You could easily fit 7 more in there and just never need power again. Welcome to the master bedroom area. Full-size twin. A lot of my friends are like, dude, you have no headroom. Trust me when I tell you, this is plenty of headroom. I've slept up here and probably over 400 nights. It's not a big deal. In fact, I can keep my heater working less often because it stays quite a bit warmer up here, so that was nice to have the bed up in the grandma's attic area. Super comfortable. There is a secondary pad here if you find that it's too much, too close, too claustrophobic for you. But for me, I found that it was just right, not a big deal. Getting up and down from there as well is pretty straightforward. I like to reuse materials as often as I can, and I found all this bamboo flooring for like $200, which was a total steal. It's definitely beautiful and heavy. That's a trade-off. But this thing is styling. I don't think I'd be able to have come up with such a good-looking interior with my woodworking skills. So when I found this, I was like, done. All I got to do is stack it up like Legos, put the trim in, and I was very happy with the outcome. It really turned the whole interior into something that I didn't anticipate, which was quite beautiful in my opinion. So very stoked on that. In my opinion, building out a box truck is super affordable. You don't have to get all the small components like you see in the Sprinter vans and the ProMasters, etc., because there's a lot more space to work with, so you can buy household items that fit into these spaces, i.e. these couches, TV, etc. So I probably spent, I don't know, $10K or something. It's been a while since I've even thought about the amount that's been spent on this project. It does add up. You know, buying a sink from IKEA is going to be $350, and their silly little faucet is going to be $250. Like, just as an example, the refrigerators, I think I got it for $1,200. Fireplace another $1,000. Piping another $800. The propane thing outside, I think it was $700. Water tanks, $300 a piece. The toilet, another $1,000. I mean, I'm probably over $10K right there. The electrical components, it all adds up. But it's doable. It's manageable. It's one of those things where you can go and, from one check you go buy some of your electronic components, and the next one you get something else here and there. And it allowed me to kind of try and find things used, but really the only thing I was able to really get used was a lot of the materials like you see with the bamboo flooring, which was a nice come up. And also a shout out to IKEA used section there. I got my countertops there, I believe that was. So yeah, it can get expensive, but it's well worth it. It's one of the best projects that I've ever done personally. It's helped me to get my mind to a place. It's really important for me to try and do projects like these. I found super satisfying, at the end of the day, at the end of this project, to look back at, all the stuff and the research that I've done, the people that I've met and I've talked to come all this way and put this together. I lived in it for over a year. And I'll tell you, it was definitely a labor of love, and I'm stoked to finally have it done. Welcome to the outside portion of the tiny house door. This is a recycled RV door I picked up at a salvage yard in Sacramento. This was a super tight fit. It just barely got in there, and I like it. It's a double locking system. So it locks the handle and then also locks the door overall, which is nice. I haven't had any issues with it since I installed it, and it was a good $300 well spent, and I got to reuse some material. I got the windows from the same place. They're perfect, It's really nice to be able to let in a good amount of light and a good amount of air on beautiful days like this, where you just get to open everything up and kind of just bring the outside in. This is Herculiner. It's a bed liner for pickup trucks. I sprayed it on a while ago. Some small mistakes were made, but it is extremely durable. Branches and sticks and car doors stand no chance against this stuff. I repaint it every year or two with just some house paint to freshen it up. It's just bulletproof. And this is if you guys didn't know, this is a retired U-Haul truck. So there was a lot of dents and other random stuff that I sanded out, and I wanted to make sure that everything was sealed properly, and this material definitely fit that bill, and everything. I haven't had one issue with any kind of water intrusion, and that's a big part with these vans. Is there's a lot of places water can get in, and going above and beyond with this kind of stuff really really made the difference. I got some WeatherGuard giant boxes up front, paper towels, toilet paper, random cleaning supplies, things you're just not using. In the summertime, I'll put a lot of my winter gear in there. It's a lot going on up front, little Mad Max-ish with the spare tires. But for me, I wanted a place to put all my stuff, and it didn't clutter the inside of the tiny house. It's a very big part for me to keep that space clean. And anybody that's lived in a van, you know, you move things like 8 times, and then you have to put everything back. It's not a lot of fun. This solved that problem for me. And so everything up front here is basically Unistrut, very, very strong, and it also acts as a kind of aftermarket bumper, if you will. If I were to get into a fender bender or a deer or something late at night when I'm driving, this would help to protect my radiator. And also got some crazy light bars up there. Up top, got some solar up there, 8 100-watt Renogy panels, 2 strings of 400 panels apiece in parallel. So they're basically just one big panel. All right. This is a Honda generator. It's a Honda EU3000IS. It is one of the most reliable and quiet generators ever built. I took my passenger seat out and I used more Unistrut, a shorter style Unistrut, to mount it in here to keep thieves from thinking they can just pull it right out, and also to keep it in place if I ever were to get into a serious accident. There's also some rubber dampeners in there as well in between the metal, so when this thing is running, it's not going to vibrate the cab loose. On this side I have an exhaust port that runs through the floor and out. I've run this thing numerous times in the winter when it's been cloudy for days on end and I have no power coming through to my solar. I open my windows a bit to keep fresh air coming in, and it sends the exhaust out. It works a charm. You know, it's all about what works for you and for me. I needed power. I needed a safe place to keep my generator. So the logical thing for me was take the seat out, put this in, and it's been one of my best investments yet. So very stoked to be able to have power on demand. Welcome to the back. This is the garage, kind of, sort of. So it's one of my favorite things about this is rolling this up, and if I'm going somewhere that I can, you know, bring my motorcycle if it makes sense, I can just pull this out, and then I can line her up and push my motorcycle right in there. I have some tie down points kind of hidden around. This is super strong, so I also tie down off of this, and my motorcycle goes right in, and I'm ready for a weekend or a week of fun out in the backcountry. A lot of times too, when we do go camping, it's super nice just to roll this door up and just hang out right here on the back, barbecue close by, living my best life. The way I use it now is more along the lines of like a weekend warrior. I stopped living in it a few months ago, and now I'm just sending it on weekends to beautiful places. That's it. It's a fun weekend warrior at this point, but it's time to find somebody who wants to put this in their mother's yard or take it on trips to Moab. Don't go too off-road with it. You know, it's ready for maybe the tech guy in San Francisco that doesn't want to pay, you know, $2,000 a month rent. The student that wants to get away from his dorm roommates because they're super loud and they want to sleep. It's a good medium for a lot of people out there. It's just time for me to move on to another project. So thanks for the tour. If you're interested in purchasing this beautiful gal, you can check me at Jimmy's Lifted Sprinter or James S. Piper Photography on IG or Facebook, preferably IG though, because I check my messages there a lot more. She's ready for a new home, so let me know. Shoot me a message. I appreciate you. Have a beautiful day.